Carl Gustav Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, founded analytical psychology, which has profoundly influenced the fields of psychology, religion, and philosophy. Now, one of his most significant contributions is the concept of the shadow, which is a vital aspect of his exploration of the human psyche. Jung's philosophy of the shadow provides a framework for understanding the darker, often unconscious aspects of the self. This video is going to explore the shadow, the manifestations of the shadow, the psychological significance of the shadow, along with its implications for personal growth and self-acceptance. Now, you may be wondering, what is the shadow? Well, the shadow refers to the repressed, denied, or unacknowledged aspects of an individual's personality. Now, this can include undesirable traits, emotions, impulses, or instincts that society often deems unacceptable. The shadow represents what lies beneath the surface of the conscious mind. It encompasses fears, weaknesses, and instincts that the ego rejects due to cultural norms or personal morals. Well, Carl Jung posited that the shadow is universal, present in every person, and while it contains negative traits, it is not inherently evil. Instead, it embodies the complexity of the human experience, holding potential for creativity and growth if properly integrated. Jung believed that the shadow develops through a process of socialization, where individuals internalize societal standards and expectations. From a young age, individuals they learn to suppress certain feelings and behaviors that they perceive as socially unacceptable. Now, as a person grows, they adopt an idealized self-image, like a persona, to navigate societal expectations. Consequently, the parts of themselves that do not fit this ideal become part of the shadow. Now, this psychological mechanism protects the ego, but often leads to inner conflict and discontent. The shadow can manifest in various ways, notably through projection, denial, and reactivity. Projection occurs when an individual attributes their own undesirable traits or feelings onto others, failing to acknowledge their own shadow. So, for example, a person who harbors feelings of anger is very much likely to perceive others as hostile or aggressive. We also have denial, where obviously this involves the refusal to accept certain thoughts or emotions, leading to a disconnection from reality. Ultimately, the unacknowledged forbidden aspects of the personality can cause reactive behaviors. When stress or challenge arises, the shadow may surface, resulting in seemingly disproportionate emotional outbursts or irrational responses. Now, another example of the shadow that I'm so familiar with is, people who think that you are always out there to attack them. Like they caught you wrong. Whatever you do, whatever you say, they always look at it from a perspective of you're trying to attack them, you're trying to insult them, you're trying to look down on them, when it is completely the opposite. And I want to hear from you. Have you ever actually had a memorable interaction with someone where you felt like their shadow was at play here? Like they just projected their insecurities onto you, or perhaps someone who reacted in a way that surprised you because it seemed so out of character. Please do share your interactions, your experiences in the comment section. And also, have you ever confronted your own shadow, and how did it make you feel? I want to know more about this so that we get to know how to confront our own shadow and acknowledge the fact that we have shadows, and just support each other throughout this whole thing, because we do have our own shadows. Okay, so now we'll move on to the psychological significance of the shadow. Carl Jung emphasized the importance of confronting and integrating the shadow for psychological health and authenticity. By facing the shadow, individuals can cultivate self-awareness, leading to greater emotional maturity and personal growth. The process of shadow work, often facilitated through therapy or introspection, invites individuals to explore their fears, vulnerabilities, and unconscious motives. Embracing the shadow also offers an opportunity for transformation, when unconscious patterns can be recognized, understood, and ultimately transcended. This integration not only enhances self-acceptance, but also enriches relationships with others and fosters empathy. According to Carl Jung, the conscious acknowledgement of the shadow could lead to a more complete self. When individuals recognize and accept their shadow aspects, they are empowered to reclaim the parts of themselves they have disowned. This reclamation is vital for fostering creativity and spontaneity, as the shadow often harbors both hidden talents and passions. So, furthermore, accepting one's shadow encourages compassion towards others, as individuals learn to recognize and understand the shadows of those around them. Now, this creates a more profound sense of interconnectedness and community. The journey of integrating the shadow can be challenging, as it often elicits discomfort and fear. However, Carl Jung viewed this as a necessary struggle for achieving individuation, the process of becoming one's true self. In this journey, individuals confront not only the darker aspects of their personality, but also the societal constructs and beliefs that shape their self-image. Through this confrontation, they can move towards a more authentic existence, liberated from the constraints of the persona. Now, first up, we have self-reflection. You can start a dedicated journal for shadow work. Reflect on your feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. Note examples where you experience strong reactions, judgment, or discomfort around certain people or topics. So you can ask yourself questions like, what triggers your anger or your jealousy? Or are there any beliefs that you dislike or traits that you don't like in others that you also possess? Yeah. Now, while doing this, you can practice meditation to create a space for self-awareness. Mindfulness can also help you observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing hidden feelings to surface. Now, step number 2 is to identify your shadows. So you need to recognize patterns. Look for recurring themes in your life, such as fear of failure or inadequacy or abandonment. These often point to unresolved issues within the shadow. And then pay attention to the qualities in others that irritate or frustrate you. Like, these attributes may reflect your own repressed characteristics. Like what I was talking about, that some people, they tend to project their own insecurities onto others, right? You can also keep a dream journal, as dreams can also provide insights into your unconscious mind. Analyze recurring symbols or themes that reflect your shadow. So next up, you need to confront your fears and emotions. You have to feel your feelings. Allow yourself to fully experience uncomfortable emotions without suppressing them. Acknowledge feelings like sadness, anger, fear as they arise. Have some sort of dialogue, engage in inner dialogue with your shadow aspect. You might visualize your shadow and ask it questions, allowing it to express its desires, fears, and frustrations. After that, you can seek compassion and acceptance, right? Approach your shadows with compassion rather than criticism. Recognize that every part of you, including those you consider negative, they serve a purpose. You can make use of positive affirmations to counteract any negative self-talk associated with your shadow. So, for example, you can say, I am worthy of love and acceptance, even with my flaws, okay? Because no one is perfect. So you may engage in creative activities such as drawing, painting, or writing, anything that symbolizes your shadow, allowing for its expression and integration, okay? You can also seek guidance, work with therapists, or we can just talk about it, just talk about it in the comment section. I'll reply your comments. We'll talk about it. You never know. And you can also seek professional help. Okay, now we also have a powerful technique that you can make use of. And this technique is active imagination. Now, this is a meditative process where you allow your mind to enter a state of dialogue with the content of your unconscious. This can include feelings, images, and aspects of your shadow self. See, the goal is to bring these elements into conscious awareness, engage with them meaningfully, and integrate them into your conscious self. So the first thing you need to do is to create a safe space. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you will not be disturbed. This setting should promote a sense of safety and calm, allowing you to relax and focus internally. Next up, enter a meditative state. Spend a few minutes focusing on your breath to center yourself. You might use mindfulness meditation or deep breathing techniques to quiet your mind. Now, before beginning, clearly state what aspect of your shadow do you want to explore. This could be a specific emotion, memory, or recurring issue in your life, such as fear, anger, or anxiety. Now, after that, you need to imagine the quality or trait in your shadow as a figure or an image. This could manifest as a person, an object, or a symbol that represents the issue that you're grappling with. Next up, engage in a dialogue. Initiate a conversation with this figure. Ask questions and listen to its response. Now, you have to be honest. You don't need to suppress any emotions. Remember, don't suppress anything. So you can ask questions like, why do you make me feel this way? What do you need from me? Ask any questions that you feel you need to ask and allow the dialogue to flow naturally without censoring your thoughts. Write down the dialogue or speak it out aloud if that feels comfortable for you. Now, after that, allow any emotions that arise to be expressed. You can do this verbally or through artistic expression, drawing, painting, movement, however you want to express it. And after that, you can take some time to just reflect on what you learned. Journaling about the dialogue can help clarify insights and capture important thoughts or feelings that emerged. So consider, what did the shadow aspect reveal, and how can you integrate these insights into your daily life? So this technique is amazing because by allowing the unconscious to voice itself, you gain deeper insight into your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, resulting in an increased self-awareness. And also, engaging with shadow aspects facilitates emotional catharsis, which helps you process and release pent-up feelings. So there's a massive emotional release that goes on, which will result in you being empowered because you now have greater authenticity as a human being. So basically, Carl Jung's philosophy of the shadow, it provides a rich and complex perspective on the human nature. By articulating the role of the shadow in personal development, Jung invites individuals to engage with their hidden selves and to embrace the full spectrum of their humanity. Understanding and integrating the shadow fosters self-awareness, emotional maturity, and genuine connections with others. So ultimately, Carl Jung's teachings on the shadow emphasize that within the depths of our darkness, there lies the potential for transformation, healing, and wholeness. In a world that often promotes superficiality and denial, Jung's insights serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of acknowledging and embracing the entirety of the human experience. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.